Hey, Philip. Thanks for joining me today.
Hi, Jeremiah. How are you?
Doing great, thank you. I'm talking with Filipe Machaz from GuestCentric today. And Philip's company does GDS, channel management, booking engines. He's been at it for about 10 years. So I thought he might be a great person to talk to talk about metasearch. So thanks for joining me.
Thank you so much.
And we're going to talk about what metasearch is, the dangers and the challenges that it brings to hotels, and then also how they can leverage it for better revenues. So what is metasearch for somebody who doesn't know?
Okay, I think the first step is to look at the word, right? Meta. Meta means information about something.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Specifically on the hotel industry, we are talking about information about the price of an hotel.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? So looking at the companies that are doing this, it's TripAdvisor, Trivago, Kayak, Google is also entering the race. So they are providing a list of hotels with
Mm-hmm.
prices of the different OTAs.
Right. So in the past where you would open up 10 browser windows, it's doing it all in one place.
Exactly. So there was a clever guy who looked at the behavior of, or the natural pattern of searching for a price of an hotel and said, okay, this is crazy.
Yeah, right.
Why should I? Let's just create a page. Let's put the name of the hotel and let's get the prices.
Right.
Let's get direct connections with the OTAs and let's get the prices.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. On that process, OTAs are super into technology, so it was very easy to create an interface to connect with them. But then they said, okay, we need to connect to so we need to get the hotel into the race.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and that's the big problem, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you have Kayak, Trivago investing billions of dollars in marketing, just trying to get out there. So the hotel needs to be in the game. So it needs to be part of the game.
Right, and that is the challenge. You know, that they're getting squeezed out by people with huge budgets. Tell us a little bit more about that challenge.
I think the challenge is that the OTAs are investing a lot of money trying to get the hotel out of the picture.
Okay.
So in the perfect world of the CEO of Booking.com or Expedia, right, all the reservations will come through their channel, and I think if you're running a hotel, it's obviously a love-hate relationship that you have there. I really admire the way Expedia and Booking.com work because they really help putting the name of the hotels out there. But you need to level, right? It's not fair that the hotel, the OTA gets all the traffic and the control of the guest, right?
Yeah, I mean, there's giving back, but at the same time, there's the idea of, hey, let's almost build a wall around.
I think that's the
reputation.
Yeah, that's the drawing that I see, right? So it's like there's a bunch of engineers in Booking.com. Like, how can I make like a bigger wall between the guest and the hotel?
Right. So the meta search was a way to provide more convenience, and by providing more convenience, on one side, the OTAs take advantage of that and say, hey, we'll make sure that we always show up first on the most convenient channels.
Exactly, and what you can see is that almost all the hotels are there because OTAs they invest in the hotels up front. They look at numbers, right? Lists of hotels, right? Not all hotels are there sponsoring or investing on their own domain, right? Because now you can say, so Trivago, they came back and say, hey, I have here a technology, so you, Mr. Hotel, you can put your hotel directly competing with Expedia.
Right, and that's the big benefit of metasearch is that you can lower your
it's
channel
again,
costs.
It's like the same concept of the internet. It levels the playing field.
Yeah.
Okay, but unfortunately, it's like always it tends to the one who has more money, right?
Somebody puts their finger on the scale, right? Yeah.
So I think one of the challenges it's technology it's the fact that hotels are not savvy in this. So this is something new. You have the big players, the big chains, big brands are investing because they have the knowledge. They have people inside their companies who look at data. They know how to look at these things. But an independent hotel, typically they don't have budgets to hire technology people or people who are into data and data analysis and everything. So that's a huge challenge. It's like, how can suddenly I be so it's not just putting prices on the channel like Booking.com, Expedia. Suddenly now I have to manage budgets because the pricing model is different. So you pay per click. So now, like, come on, I need to, like, each click costs differently. So it gets complicated. And sometimes hotels say, okay, I'm not prepared yet.
You have to change from the point of view of, paying commission on one bird in hand versus, how many arrows should I buy to go hunting? And that's kind of a shift.
Yeah, because the click on your price means on the hotel owner website price doesn't guarantee a booking, right? So there's a conversion rate. So there's a conversion there that you need to monitor just to see how much you are getting. If you look at other pay-per-click models like AdWords, it works really well, even though it's still difficult and complex to set up. All the data and all the software, it's provided by Google, so they provide Google Analytics, Google AdWords, Google Analytics.
They want to make it as easy as possible.
As easily as possible, so you can invest and you can be very, very meticulous trying to analyze your data. But this is a new field, right? So Trivago is not Google, right? Kayak is not Google. So these companies, they created some kind of dashboards, but sometimes it makes sense if you invest in all of them just to try to understand, okay, which one. So there's no Google Analytics of the meta industry that will work with this problem.
They want to be Google, but they
are not
20 years. 20 years. They're 20 years behind. So the promise of Meta is that you're going to be able to offer a slightly lower rate on a less expensive channel, and more people are going to be able to find it. But the danger is that the pay-per-click budget can get out of control.
Exactly, and it's difficult to manage. There's also the problem of the rate parity, depending on where you are in the world. OTAs may not allow you to do better prices on your website, so it's kind of like, so you are on the ends of the consumer. So Expedia $100, Booking.com $100, hotel website $100. So you kind of like, okay, where the client is going to click. In Europe, you can go down on price. So you could do like $100 on each OTA, and then you have $90.
And I've seen people show that on their Trip Tease widget on the booking engine. And that
but in Europe, it's easier. Here, it gets a little bit more complicated because of the parity contracts that are still valid. So it depends. My recommendation for hotels, it's to start. I think TripAdvisor, it's the one that's more. It's the easier one to get into, and try to do it. For instance, in the peak season, try to say, okay, let's close Booking.com, Expedia, and I'm only selling through TripAdvisor, and on a smaller scale hotel in a place where you know that's going to be full. Maybe why not, right? You should try that just so you understand the logic of the pay-per-click model.
Right. So if you're going to switch from commission model to the pay-per-click model, that's take some adjusting. So do it during the high season when bookings are guaranteed, and then because TripAdvisor is kind of a mix of meta search and social credibility. It's a,
and there's also
channel.
another TripAdvisor, they have the meta, so the pay-per-click model, and they have the instant booking model. So you can still sell your room through TripAdvisor on a percentage base. So it depends. They play with both models, so you never know exactly which one is running. so there's always it's always a challenge. I think you need to test. you need you need to follow a little bit the white papers. There's a lot of buzz in the industry. I believe there's a lot of complexity going on, maybe too much for a smaller hotel, because it's just something that it's new, so people are talking. There's a lot of consultants trying to get into this area, so there's a lot of induced complexity. Just to say, oh, you need a consultant to manage your meta.
Oh gosh.
Okay, so it's like, okay, I need to pay another person's. Do you understand? So I would say go slow and try to play with it with a limited budget, so you can see what would be. Go to events like HSMI, for instance, here in San Diego, HSMI. In March, I believe there's going to be a meta search event. We are going to invite TripAdvisor. We are trying to get someone from Expedia. So we are trying to bring different people, so we can have hotels asking questions directly to the providers. I think that's kind of the key.
Yeah. Well, this is definitely a constantly evolving subject. So if you have any questions, just leave them in the comment box below. We'll try to get back to you. And if not, I will see you at the MetaSearch session in March. Thank you so much, Philip.
Thank you so much.
Thanks.